From creepy creatures hiding in the caves and two scary glowing eyes somewhere in the jungle to vanishing creepy kids and ghosts found by security guards, here are truly disturbing videos ever captured on camera. Someone in hiding. While two workers were busy doing their usual work in a cave, they started hearing strange noises, which happened to be coming from somewhere inside. So they thought they should check by removing some rocks. And when they did, this is what they captured. A weird creature was sitting in the cave. That's when they decided to leave the site and never work there. I mean, I'd have done the same thing if I were there. A humanoid. This man found an abandoned place inside the jungle and went to examine it and record it on camera. Everything seemed okay until the man came a little closer to a weird whitish creature sitting on the ground. As soon as the creature sensed someone behind it, it turned back and started running towards the man, freaking him out. And that's where the video ends. So I can't really say what happened afterwards. Two bears. Recorded by a man, this video shows two bears involved in a kind of fight. One started following the other one with incredible speed. Even when one climbed up the tree, the other one did not stop following him. And they had a little fight there as well before one of them backed up a bit and came down from the tree. Two ghosts. Captured by a CCTV camera in 2022, this video recorded two peculiar figures walking past the house. As soon as it was uploaded on the internet, everyone was in shock, thinking that these might be two ghostly companions heading somewhere. They appeared to be walking in a very eerie manner, and the only plausible explanation was that they were ghosts. However, not everyone believed it, and some people thought it was an overlay, which can occur when people fail at green screen effects. A fairy. Some kids were playing in a playground when they noticed something unusual near a tree. Intrigued, they approached it to investigate, and this is what they discovered. At first, it resembled a firefly, or perhaps a dragonfly, but after a few moments, it became apparent that it had arms and legs. The creature seemed to possess 4 limbs, 2 arms, and 2 legs. When the video circulated on the internet, many people claimed it was a fairy, while others dismissed it as a hoax. An unknown being. What this video captured was not only something out of this world, but also seemed to be from another universe. How can a being so effortlessly change shape and then fly away like that? Either there's a lot happening on this planet that we don't know about, or humans have become exceptionally skilled at editing videos. Cystosoma. What may appear as an incredibly creepy thing to you is actually a creature called a cystosoma. These are the world's most transparent animals, and yes, they do look peculiar. If you're thinking it's a prawn, it's not. Cystosoma belongs to a genus of marine mud flatworms, but it's distinct from all others based on its appearance. A weird spider. If you easily get scared of bugs, then pray to God that you never encounter this creature in your home. It's worse than any spider or any other bug on this planet. With countless legs and unsettling movements, let's just hope we never come face to face with this creature in real life. A creepy creature. These 4 friends were enjoying their time capturing their pictures and all when something weird happened. A lizard-like thing, but bigger in size, appeared out of nowhere and ran towards the guys. We can hear them scream before the clip ends, so I don't think something good happened there. A notorious creature. Creepy things can happen anywhere, and creepy creatures can appear anywhere, and this woman experienced it when at home. While all she wanted was to record her baby playing on the ground, she ended up getting footage of a tiny being running free in their home. And no, it wasn't a lizard or a rat. In fact, it looked kind of like a human, but a very tiny one. So does that mean dwarfs are real? Yeti. Out of this minute-long video, you only see it at the very end. A very huge creature doing something under the shade of a tree. According to the person who recorded this, it was a Yeti. But nothing is for sure, as no one had ever seen anything like that in the area before. Hence, the mystery remains unsolved since forever. Glowing eyes. This trail cam was doing its job, recording the animal looking for food or something, and then we see 2 glowing eyes in the background. Could it be a monster or just a bear? No logical explanation was ever given, and all we have is this footage and those 2 terrifying eyes. A mysterious being. At first I was like, is this something out of a fantasy fiction movie or something? Or maybe it's real. It looks like a dog or a horse maybe, since it's on all fours. What if they're real? I'm gonna go adopt one ASAP. Someone in black. Two guys thought they were the paranormal experts, so they went into an abandoned building to see what they can catch there. And they ended up with this creature dressed in all black. Being all brave, they tried following the thing, but when they got to where the creature was, it had already vanished. A glowing thing. If you still think fairies aren't real, then explain to me this clip. It clearly shows a creature flying around being all mischievous around the camera, just like Tinkerbell should do. So tell me, if not a fairy, then what can it be? A terrifying creature. Is it a plant or some new kind of bird babies? Well, whatever they are, I'll be staying far, far away from them because they already look quite creepy in a video. When this clip hit the internet, it had everyone in shock. To some, it was a rare sea animal, and to others, they were alien babies. But to me, they're something I should stay away from. Ghost. A woman with her head upside down, and maybe she was upside down too? Well, this is what a camera in India captured. The area was already famous for being haunted by all kinds of ghosts at night, and the video just confirmed the fear of the locals, since there's a chance that it might be just a prank by someone. Abandoned fairy village. We all think that fairies aren't real, but the people in this village might be thinking otherwise, as they have this abandoned place called the Fairy Village. According to them, fairies lived there once, but had to leave when too many humans started knowing about it. But this is not it. There are many legends and stories famous about it. Some say elves lived there, while others say they see fairies sometimes. In case you want to go visit, it's in the woods of Middlebury. Weird creature. And it all started with them getting on with their fireworks. Whoever was sleeping peacefully in the dark of the night got disturbed and had to come out of the darkness to scare the annoying humans off, and needless to say, it kind of succeeds in doing so. Barton Mansion Ghost. The Barton Mansion is an abandoned building located in California. It's been abandoned for years and is famous for the ghosts that reside in it. However, that was not enough to scare these people, and they decided to go in and confirm it themselves. Well, they got what they were looking for. A ghost with a lantern. Even though we couldn't make much of it, it was still enough to ensure that those guys will never return to the place. Fallen Angel. There's a video of some guys who went for a walk in the dark woods at night. They had a flashlight, but it was still very dark. While they were walking, they discovered a strange creature sitting on the ground with its back facing them. At first, they thought it was an animal, but when it turned its head, they saw its eerie, glowing eyes and a very creepy face. Some people believe it was a demon, while others think it was a fallen angel. In any case, it's really scary. Deadly traps. If you think booby traps are something only old drug dealers and mafias had in their houses, you'll think otherwise after watching this. Two men set up potentially deadly traps on Hiker's Trail in Utah. And yes, it was a normal trail for most hikers in the area. It's a miracle that no one got hurt considering the placement of the traps. A giant wolf. We don't know what the dog was thinking in this video. Must have thought it was a regular dog considering the way it was barking. The man recording the video had no idea either since he was so far away. However, when the tall, dark wolf got up, annoyed and done with the dog's barking, we realized it was no little dog. Instead, it was a monstrous wolf. Bigfoot. Bigfoots aren't creatures that prefer to stay in hiding all the time. Sometimes they get so close to humans that it becomes almost impossible for us to believe. That's exactly what happened in this clip where a man was busy with his baby. As the camera moved up, we saw a big creature going somewhere. Ghost dog. The man whose CCTV camera captured this video was left shaken when he saw it. It was his dog playing with another dog, which looked more like a ghost. It happened in Melbourne, and as soon as it hit YouTube, people couldn't help but relate to the movie Pet Sematary. However, no one could tell if it was real or just a camera error. Ask me, and I'd say that looks as real as something can be. But what do you guys think? A disturbing sight. Now, this video was recorded on a Ring camera in April 2023 and shows a pretty creepy woman being her weird self at someone else's door. Even though she looked like she might be too drunk, the sight of her was creepy enough to scare the homeowners so much that they decided not to open the door and called the police. She tried multiple keys to open the lock, and fortunately none of them worked, but she tried multiple times before walking off the property. A man in a cage. A man went to Romania, and from the locals he heard about a weird zoo nearby. He decided to go and check it out. Cameras weren't allowed, so he hid one and went inside. What he captured was something creepy as hell. A man, or something that looks kind of like a man, was in a cage, growling like an animal, and people were there just to watch it, like they were watching other animals. The video just shows us a small glimpse of the creature, and we're left wondering what on earth might be going on there. A tiny creature. It might look like a usual video from a nightclub, but wait till you see a tiny creature appearing on your screen and then disappearing in a millisecond. What's even weirder here is that not a single person realized the presence of the creepy thing. Is it that the creature was only visible on the camera and not to the naked eye? And what kind of creature is that exactly? Let me know if you have any insights. A creepy critter. I'll be honest about this one. At first, it just looked like a cat to me, but when they zoomed in on it and the creature became clear, that's when I freaked out. I don't know what the woman was thinking, going in there and then getting scared. Of course, the creature was offended, and it also looked like it was ready to pounce on her if she hadn't moved back. Don't you agree? Snakehead. While we think that fish are for water and we are for land, these snakeheads are here to prove us all wrong. They can move just as efficiently and quickly on land as they can in water. And now I think that we need to not just look out for snakes hiding somewhere, but these snakeheads too.
See you, bud.
Giant alligator. A man had the most terrifying moment of his life when he was tarpon fishing at sunrise in a tropical wetland in Florida. Everything was going well, and he even managed to catch a fish. But that's when things started going the wrong way. As he started reeling in the spool, he noticed a gigantic alligator raising its head out of the water and about to approach him. Stunned, he stepped back, but the reptile chased him. Even though he got lucky and the gator turned back, that was one scary experience to remember. Walking fish. What looked like a bunch of school kids going somewhere in a line was actually a group of fish who were having the time of their lives on land. Maybe they just wanted to try something new and were bored with their life in water? Whatever the reason, the fish kind of scared 1 million people on the internet from the video. However, we'll tell you that these are mud skippers, and they're actually known to be able to breathe air while out of the water. Incredible, right? Someone on the bridge. A usual night ride back home became a scary one when these bikers and other people started crossing the bridge. What awaited them was a humanoid creature walking on the bridge. Nobody knew what it was and where exactly it was going. The only thing that seems suspicious here is the normal manner everyone's going about their thing. The biker says he got scared, but why was he getting so close then? A real monster. Imagine you're enjoying a fun night with your friends when suddenly a huge animal appears from the darkness and locks eyes with you. I can't fathom why these people chose to stay and record it. That creature is an enormous wolf, my friend. Your safest option is to run as fast as you can to save yourself. A dark figure. 2 teenagers in Akron, Ohio were on their work break when they noticed something unusual outside their car window near a cemetery. They saw a dark figure digging something up in the cemetery, but it didn't look like a human. The figure had a strange body shape and thin arms. Some people suggested it could be a Sasquatch or even a zombie, but the true identity of the figure remains unknown. The girls were scared and quickly drove away. Regardless, it's unsettling to think that something non-human was disturbing graves. A light orb. A news reporter was sharing a regular story when something incredibly strange happened behind her. A bright light appeared in the sky, and her cameraman pointed it out. The reporter was visibly shocked as the light orb flew away, which was very bright and illuminated the area around it, indicating that it wasn't fake. And since it was broadcast live some years ago, it would have been difficult to add special effects. However, Well, I can't be very sure about it. A baby cougar. When the man thought it was just a baby cougar and nobody else, the mama cougar was there watching him. And in a minute, it sprinted towards the man very quickly but came to a halt a short distance away. This continued for 6 whole minutes, which must have felt like the longest 6 minutes of the man's life. This man deserves credit for remaining calm and not running away as most people would have done. He also never turned his back to the cougar, and that decision ultimately saved his life. A creepy stalker. Sometimes trail cams, which are primarily used to capture wildlife, end up recording something else as well. This strange creature, like a bear or lion, got distracted by the trail cam one night. Before leaving, it gave a creepy stare to the camera. If it were my camera, I would have it removed immediately. A slimy thing. A man came across this slimy thing while he was on his way somewhere. It was unlike anything he'd seen before, so he decided to film it. It doesn't have eyes, but has a head-like structure that moves slightly. What could it possibly be? It resembles a blob. Is it a new species? If it is, I'd rather keep my distance from this slimy thing. Stay away from this slimy thing. Anaconda. Have you ever wondered how big anacondas can get? What's their maximum size? Well, they can reach up to 30 feet in length. This anaconda demonstrates how dangerous these creatures can be. The tree can't support its weight and collapses as the snake tries to slither up it. Watching this, I'm relieved that titanoboas are extinct. Who knows what could have happened otherwise? A rake. It might have been a rake or perhaps a big monkey with shining eyes, though the chances of it being the latter are pretty low because there aren't many monkeys whose eyes glow like that in complete darkness. So what does that mean? Was it truly a garden tool? And if so, where did it go after staring at the camera? Are they hiding in the deep, dark areas, or do you think it's all a hoax? A whitish being. When 2 guys were in the forest filming and doing their thing, they heard strange sounds coming from somewhere nearby, and they thought it'd be better to go and investigate the area. Unaware of what was coming, they went there, and then this happened. A strange, pale creature came running towards them, scaring the guys. The video ends suddenly, so we're not sure what happened to them. A creepy kid. If you believe that you're safe from strange beings when you're at home, you're mistaken. They follow you wherever you go. For example, take a look at this clip. This man thought he lived alone until a child appeared from behind a TV, peeking from behind. The man had to go check, and that's when things got strange, because the child completely disappears when the man reaches there. A scary critter. A dog-like creature that was bent over was captured on camera running away from something. This makes me curious. Was it scared or was it trying to escape after doing something wrong? Despite gaining millions of views online, nobody has been able to identify exactly what it was. A creepy stalker. We all know that the only purpose of trail cams is to capture wildlife at its best. But sometimes these cameras end up recording some other kind of life at its best too. Just like any bear or lion would, this creepy creature was also distracted by the trail cam. Late at night and before going on its way, the creature made sure to give a nice stare to the camera. And if that was my camera, I'd have removed it from there ASAP. A slimy thing. A man happened to capture this slimy thing when it was on his way somewhere, and since it wasn't like anything he'd seen before, he decided to capture it on camera. It doesn't appear to have any eyes, but a head-like thing which moves a little bit. It looks something like what a blob would look like. So is it some new species? And if it is, then I'd rather stay away from this slimy thing. Anaconda. Ever wondered how large anacondas are? What's the maximum limit they can go to? Well, they can easily go to 30 feet, and this anaconda right here can give you an idea of how dangerous these beings can be. The tree can't even hold its weight, and it comes down as this snake tries slithering its way up on it. Watching this, I'm really glad titanoboas are long gone, or God knows what might have happened. A rake. Maybe it really was a rake, or maybe just a gorilla with glowing eyes. Though the chances of it being the latter are pretty low because there aren't many gorillas whose eyes glow like that in pitch dark. So what does that mean? Was it really a rake? And if so, then where did it go after staring at the camera? Are they hiding it in the deep dark regions? Or do you think it's all fake? A whitish being. When two guys were out in the woods filming and doing their thing, they heard weird noises coming from somewhere nearby, and they thought it'd be better to go and check the area out. Not knowing what was coming, they went there, and then this happened. A weird whitish creature came running towards them, freaking them out. The video ends abruptly, so we're not sure what happened to them. A creepy kid. If you think you're safe from the weird beings if you're at your home, then you're wrong. They follow you everywhere you go. For instance, take a look at this clip. This man thought he lived alone until a kid appeared from behind the TV, peeking from behind. The man had to go check, and that's when things got weird, because the kid completely vanishes when the man reaches there. A scary critter. And this bended like a dog creature was caught on camera running away from something. And this is the point where I wonder, was it scared of something? Or did it do something and was trying to run and not get caught? Even after millions of views on the internet, no one was able to tell exactly what that was. Fog monster. Let's say the day's pretty stormy outside and you still think that you need to go outside to see how bad the weather is. And when you do, this is what you see? What will you do? Obviously go back into the house as soon as possible, right? Unlike this man who thought he should take his camera out and record it all. A brave soul, I must say, or maybe it's fake. What do you think? A sea dragon. Just the head out of the water, standing straight, not even moving an inch, and water dripping from its mouth. This is a creature which was caught on camera somewhere in China. As soon as the video hit the internet, people started claiming it was a sea dragon. But the question is it really? Or is it just a fountain more than half inside the water? Let us know if you know anything about it. A possessed cat. Long gone are the days when black cats were considered signs of bad luck or other things, but there are times when I find myself wondering, what if those people were right? And you'll agree with me when you see this black cat with glowing eyes staring straight towards the man. She refuses to clear the path for the man, which of course scares the hell out of him, and not only that, she also attacks and hisses at the man. What remains unexplained is what caused this cat to show such weird behavior. A super weird insect. Insects are creepy, and there's no denying that, but what if I tell you that these creatures are starting to get even creepier? Look at this one, for instance. When people saw it for the first time, they weren't just weirded out, but also confused, not knowing what kind of insect it was. But let me tell you, it's called Creatonatos gangus, and it's a kind of moth, usually called the monster moth, created by Satan himself. Blob-like creature. While exploring the park, a man stumbled upon a squishy mass in the pond that bore a striking resemblance to a brain wiggling around in the water. Fortunately, it wasn't a human brain as he initially feared. Nevertheless, its peculiar nature was just as bewildering as a real brain would have been. It turned out to be a collection of minuscule creatures rarely seen before. People who've encountered this unusual formation have given it interesting monikers such as Blob Monster and Dragon Booger. A ghost shadow. A security guard whose duty, unfortunately, was of night, and he had to guard the building all night long. For some days, he was hearing weird noises, like someone slamming the door, but he didn't pay much attention to it. But one day, it was getting a little too much, so gathered all the courage and went to check who exactly is there. While he couldn't see anyone, his camera captured a ghostly shadow on it. But was the ghost behind all those noises, or was there something more scary hidden? No one could even answer that. Skinwalker. A Facebook picture circulated in 2014 had a lot of people up there worried. The post was shared thousands of times within a few hours and had a lot of people uttering the word skinwalker, a well-known legend in Indian country. The picture shows an unexplained being lurking on the side of a road. Mysterious creature. In April 2023, people saw a mysterious creature swimming in the water. It was in a park where most of them went jogging in the morning, so a lot of witnesses were there. The creature looked like it was stuck in the water but refused to come out, so no one could really tell what it was except that it was unusual and nothing like they'd ever seen before. To some, it looked like a serpent, but nothing was ever confirmed. An unusual worm. When the video was uploaded, no one could tell what it was. A caterpillar? Or maybe some other insect? But it didn't look like anyone had seen before. Well, I did my research, and it came out to be a thing called a case-bearing clothes moth. And this thing is just as weird as its name. They're named due to the silken case the larva weaves to protect itself while it's eating your carpet, and, well, I too would be weirded out if I ever saw one. A suspected mermaid. I don't know what the man was doing on that raft and going exactly where, but when he turned the camera towards the thing he thought was following him, it definitely gave me creeps. If something like that was following me, I don't know how I'd remain so calm and record it all. But, well, he did, and after watching the clip, many suspected it to be a mermaid or something similar. Even though nothing was confirmed, there's still a slight chance that it might be. Creature of End Time. You must have watched Courage the Cowardly Dog. Well, let's just say life might just be the same for some people. For instance, this young man who recorded the clip of this weird creature lurking somewhere on Earth. Now, I don't know what place that is, and I don't want to know either. Just look at the size. Who would be so calm recording it and not running for their life? Unless it's fake. A vampire. When a man was looking outside his window, he saw something very weird. There was a man sitting in front if he looked through the glass. But when he saw not from the window glass, there was nobody. How exactly is that possible? Unless it's a vampire or something. But was it? What do you guys think? Someone in pipe. A few years back, some workers were assigned the work to go to the back side of the factory and check why one of the drainage pipes was blocked, since it was causing a lot of problems. So they went with their phone cameras rolling to get video evidence of whatever problem they faced. But they ended up capturing something they weren't expecting at all. A white figure peeked from inside the pipe, leaving them shocked. A mutant pig. This pig comes from China, and it looks very different from other pigs. Its face is shaped in a way that some people find scary, and it has a nose that looks strange, like a person's nose or something that boys have. Because of its unusual face shape, it has trouble breathing, and its tongue sticks out of its mouth in a funny way. When it opens its mouth wide, it looks like it's screaming, but no sound comes out. It seems like nature didn't protect this little piglet enough. A Yeti. Encountering a Bigfoot from a distance is one thing, but witnessing the spectacle of a colossal creature stumbling and tumbling takes it to a whole new level, and that's precisely what this individual managed to capture on camera. Two immense beings, possibly Yetis, were observed devouring an animal, and within seconds, one of them lost balance and rolled down the icy slope. Despite being recorded in 2016, no one has been able to provide a reasonable explanation to this day. Another skinwalker. While most individuals tend to avoid perilous situations, there are those inquisitive souls who relish delving deep into the enigmatic realms. Take, for instance, this duo who, during their forest expedition, stumbled upon an abandoned mine shaft. Judging by its appearance, it seemed as though centuries had passed since anyone had set foot inside. Contrary to the instincts of regular folks, these two individuals decided to approach the mine shaft and investigate its contents. However, within seconds, they discovered why the mine shaft had been forsaken. An unusual creature with luminous eyes suddenly materialized out of thin air. A creepy creature. Some men were driving their way home late at night when they saw something weird nearby, so they stopped their car and decided to film it on their camera. And when you see this, you'll be just freaked out as it shows a creepy creature looking towards the men from behind something. Some claimed it was the rake, while others said it was just someone in a costume, but nothing was for sure. A demon. This cat was doing the usual cat stuff, and the owner of the cat was recording herself being herself, just like most cat people out there do. But then something weird happened. A creepy hand came from under the drawer and tried grabbing the cat. People were quick to suspect it was a demon living under there, What do you think about it? Sewer creatures. When people started hearing weird noises coming from the sewers, they informed the authorities. However, even after investigating, there was nothing to be found, so they set a camera under there, and this is what the camera recorded. A pair of glowing eyes. Like the creatures came to inspect and quickly ran away after seeing the camera. Pretty scary, don't you think? Where trail cameras usually take pictures of animals when they're doing their normal things like resting, looking for food, and doing their daily tasks, sometimes these cameras capture really strange and funny moments too. Like this bear who was just doing its bear things when suddenly it saw something really strange in front of it. It was its own reflection. Can you imagine? The bear was really surprised and didn't like it at all. It didn't expect to see itself like that, and it got upset, or at least it seemed like it did. An offended creature. This CCTV camera was only mounted to ensure the safety of the vehicles and all, but it ended up recording a weird creature who crawled up to a poster on the wall and then continued to scratch it to pieces before moving away and out of the camera's reach. And even if we look at it closely, it looks nothing like a human wearing any costume. Eagle versus fox. This Eagle Cam captures amazing footage off the coast of Southern California, specifically the west end of Catalina Island. We see a bald eagle in its cliffside nest about to settle for the night. A sly fox approaches hoping for free eggs, but Mama Eagle intimidates it. She calls for her mate who quickly responds. The fox posed no threat to the eagle, but was after the eggs. This video reveals the dangers of lurking in the wild and for the animals at night, as some predators prefer coming out when others are asleep. A sun bear. In January 2021, a clip went viral which showed a weird hairless creature crawling up to things in the jungle. As much as it creeped people out, it also alerted the authorities who began the search for it. And after months and months of search, they actually did find it. Though the bear was in pretty rough condition, he was scared and weak and had to be kept in a cage before he was transferred to somewhere safe and where he can be taken care of. A man who vanished. People have been claiming the man here might be Jesus, but is it really? Or was it just some fake edited video? But just for a minute, if we consider it to be real, then wouldn't it be the weirdest clip out there? How did the man vanish into this strong flow of water? Did he survive, and if so, how? So many questions, and just one short clip as an answer is what we have. A scary being. Now, as compared to all other videos in this list, this one might be the scariest of all. It was uploaded on YouTube in 2020 and freaked everyone out. Some said it was a weird being who lives in the sewers near their home, and others said it was a blob like a human mutant, but it later turned out that it was a man pranking his own friend. Someone behind. Look at the couple all happy, in love with each other. The clip seems so lovey-dovey. If you don't pay attention to what's happening in the background, let us slow it down a bit so you can have a closer look at the demon standing right behind them and then disappearing just a second after. A witch. The demons and the ghosts might only come out at night, but the witches can do it anytime they want. For instance, this one time when a man caught a woman dressed in white on his camera. She was standing behind the dumpsters, her hair all messy and on her face. Ask me, and she looked like she just came from a horror movie set. Or maybe she actually did. A Bigfoot. When this clip went viral, it scared the hell out of everyone who watched it. The massive gorilla-like figure was seen in it, but it was no gorilla, and that everyone could tell for sure. But then, what was it? That's the question no one has been able to answer. Bear catches trail cam. Trail cam catching animals doing their usual stuff is old. Animals catching trail cam recording them is new these days. Take this bear, for instance. He was going on his way when suddenly he turned towards the camera, giving it a look like acknowledging the fact that the camera is there. A huge bat. It was a stormy day when this guy decided to go on a drive, and he never expected what he was going to see on his way. It was a massive bat, the largest anyone has ever seen. Or was it even a bat? It could be an alien too. You let us know what you guys think. Cat versus eagle. In this intriguing video, we see a cat relaxing under a deck while a bald eagle unexpectedly enters the yard. The cat curiously observes the eagle as it approaches, They have a respectful standoff for over 15 minutes, and the cat cautiously approaches the eagle, causing its back to arch, and the eagle spreads its wings. It's unclear what the eagle's intentions were, whether it was after the cat or something else, but it was an intriguing clip nonetheless. A crawling creature. This video has sent shivers down the spines of everyone who's watched it. In the dead of night, a strange, luminous creature is seen crawling on the ground in an isolated location. Some refer to it as the rake, while others speculate that it might be an unidentified animal. However, the individuals who captured the footage claim that although it resembled a human, it was undoubtedly not human. So what exactly was it? Perhaps we'll never truly know. A worm in Australia. While taking his usual stroll, an Australian man stumbled upon an intriguing creature that resembled a worm but possessed some peculiar characteristics. What truly sets it apart is not its worm-like appearance, but rather its remarkable length and segmented structure. I've never witnessed a worm of such considerable size before. Werewolf. A deceased werewolf was discovered by a farmer who subsequently handed it over to researchers for examination and analysis. Later on, unidentified individuals shared photos and videos of the werewolf, instilling great terror in those who came across them. Despite the researchers' diligent efforts to investigate, they were unable to provide any explanation, further deepening the enigma surrounding the incident. An eerie entity. The dark web is a realm familiar to many, yet accessible to only a few. Trust me when I say that those who have ventured into it have often come to rue their decision. Allow me to present this video as evidence. An eerie creature silently traverses, moving from the hallway into a room and eventually disappearing into unknown territories. And if you suspect it to be a human, take a closer look at its peculiar gait. Does that resemble the movement of a human being to you? A baby mermaid. The notion of mermaids being mythical creatures may be called into question after watching this video. In India, a man spotted something extraordinary swimming in the water and approached it for closer examination. To his astonishment, he discovered a creature that bore an uncanny resemblance to a mermaid, albeit smaller in size than anticipated. Could it be a baby mermaid? Or perhaps a tiny drowning monkey? Given the abrupt conclusion of the video, we cannot definitively determine the truth. A scary creature. This video was captured by a brave soul who thought it would be a really great idea to go out alone into the deep woods at night. He thought he'd end up meeting some unusual beings and, well, guess what? He got exactly what he was expecting. A creepy little cryptid staring right at him from behind the tree. Was it just waiting for the right moment to attack, or was it too scared to come out? The mystery has been unsolved since forever. Creepy trees. Considering the last clip, if you think the woods are only creepy and unsafe at night, let us tell you how wrong you are. And this video will prove it to you. These trees were recorded moving. Like literally moving from one place to another. Was it the neighborhood that annoyed them, or they felt unsafe due to humans? We could never know since trees don't talk. A cryptid. Now this one might be just an image taken by a trail cam and not a whole video, but this single image is enough for us to get an idea about how eerie and unbelievable life in the woods can be. Was it an alien or just an animal from an unusual angle? We can't say for sure, but you let us know if you have any ideas. Cross River Gorillas. If you think it's just another usual trail cam video which shows gorillas sitting here and there and busy with their normal routine, that's not the case. These aren't just any gorillas. These are the Cross River gorillas, and sadly they're endangered with only 200 individuals left to survive. In fact, these are the rarest gorillas on the whole planet. And this trail cam happened to capture these majestic creatures living their lives in Cameroon. Bigfoot. You must be thinking it's too dark and too blurry to actually determine that's a Bigfoot going about in the woods, but the size of the creature and what we can make out from the darkness, I don't see any chance of it being some other animal other than Bigfoot. I mean, we can see it walking on 2 feet and it being all dark and hairy, and its size as compared to the trees is pretty huge. Ask me and I'd say it's a Bigfoot for sure. A Mongolian death worm. This man had heard that mysterious creatures lurk in the desert, especially at night. So he did what anyone would do, set up a camera and waited for the night to pass so he could go check if it captured anything unusual. And to his surprise, it actually did. What was it? A death worm? An alien? A monster? We'll give you a moment to take a guess. But when he inspected it all, it turned out it was just a buffalo. But scary nonetheless. Don't worry, man, we were just as confused as you were. A wolf man. In June 2022, a man's security camera happened to click a photo which had the whole world in shock. Even the mainstream media couldn't help but feature it. They called it the Wolf Man. Nobody had any idea if that was someone playing a prank or was it really a wolf man? Sasquatch. At first, the residents of the area thought it was just a coyote responsible for the missing animals and spreading fear everywhere, so they set up cameras everywhere in hopes of catching the animal in the act. However, what the camera ended up recording was something that blew their minds. A huge creature was seen lurking in the woods. And what else could it be except for the famous Sasquatch, right? It was never caught, but was never seen ever again either. Maybe it's since that humans have come about it. A gliding creature. What do we call a person gliding through the streets? Not walking like normal human beings, but moving in some otherworldly form? We call it a ghost, and a ghost is what this CCTV camera ended up recording. Now, don't ask me whose ghost it was, because I don't know about that, but it does seem like in a hurry. Maybe he was going on his daily haunting duty. What do you say? A mysterious figure. A crooked, glowing creature moving in the weirdest way possible in the street. If I ever see something like that, I'm going to leave the country for good. I don't know how these people get the courage to actually stand there and record such stuff. And, well, as soon as this video hit the internet, it had everyone in shock. Questions arising from everywhere about the authenticity of the clip and the identity of the creature, but the questions had been unanswered ever since. A sneaky killer. How fast is a mountain lion, and how sneaky is it? If you find yourself wondering such questions, then we're here to give you answers. As this mountain lion sneaked up on the deer, and the deer was all clamped in its claws in a matter of mere seconds, and good thing this was all captured on a trail cam installed somewhere in California, and if you notice, the leap is right on the neck, fast and on target. Amazing. A terrifying encounter. When one cougar minded its own business, the other one was in a mood of letting the man know how dangerous he can be. So he ran as fast as he could towards the man and stopped just a few inches away. And he did it for 6 minutes straight. Might be the longest 6 minutes of that man's life. And about the man, I would say he did a great job at staying calm and not taking off running as most people would have done, and he never turned away from the cougar. And that's what saved his life. A bear fight. Recently, a trail camera recorded an intense brawl between two male bears. It all started when one of the bears let out a bone-chilling snarl, warning the other bear to back off. Things quickly escalated from there, with the bears wrestling and biting each other in a wild frenzy. The fight lasted for a few minutes before they eventually went their separate ways. It was a crazy scene that happened deep in the heart of the woods. A little girl. A creepy trail cam pic caused a stir online because a little girl was seen in the middle of nowhere with no humans around. People wondered how she got there or if she was a ghost, but it turns out she was just with her grandpa and the pic was taken in the woods. No need to be scared, she's a real human. The rake. This picture was captured by a trail camera in the dead of night. We haven't been able to investigate it further, but it appears to be a rake lurking in the darkness of the woods. We're keeping our eyes peeled for any updates, but for now, all we have is this eerie image, and people are saying it's real. A humpback whale. It isn't always the animals or the mysterious beings that lurk in the woods. Sometimes it's humpback whales also, found laying all deep in the woods. And how exactly the whale ended up there, so far away from the ocean? Well, that's been a mystery ever since. UFO. When a man went out to check his trail cam and what it captured this time, he was stunned to see the picture the camera had taken. To some, it appeared like two glowing eyes, and to others, it was a UFO. Since it was just a picture, we can't say if it was fake or just something which looks eerie. A trail cam attack. Crocodiles are super deadly creatures. They don't care about anyone or anything, not even if you're just trying to record them with a camera. They can sneak up on you real slow, and before you know it, you're stuck in their powerful jaws with no escape. Bobcat versus rattlesnake. These fierce felines hunt and chow down on all sorts of critters, but one time one of them got snapped by a camera while running into a rattlesnake on its way somewhere. It made sure to take out the snake before resuming its original plans, but man, it really had to work hard to take down that snake. It used its sharp claws and teeth to crush and bite the snake's head in an epic battle. A mountain lion. At first, the coyote could be seen running away from the camera's range of vision, and shortly after, the mountain lion appeared and chased after the coyote. And after a few seconds, we could hear the coyote screaming for help, indicating that the mountain lion had caught it. That's how fast these deadly lions are. A kangaroo fight. Have you ever seen videos of people fighting that go viral online? It happens quite a bit, right? But it's actually pretty rare to come across videos of kangaroos fighting. Well, I recently saw one on trail camera footage. These two kangaroos were squabbling, and it was pretty interesting to watch. The fight started when they grabbed each other by the neck and tried to knock each other over. But in the end, they both walked away peacefully. Pretty cool, huh? A ghost girl. A home security camera in Texas ended up recording a girl dressed in all white walking through the backyard. When the family saw it, they were all perplexed as the girl was not someone they knew or had ever seen. But then, who was it? A ghost? Or just someone pulling a prank? A creepy being. Humans have a natural curiosity that drives them to investigate anything unusual. But in this particular case, a man took his curiosity to the extreme. He heard strange sounds coming from the woods and decided to explore it late at night to see if he could find anything interesting. To his surprise, he stumbled upon a strange creature behind a tree, making weird whistle-like sounds.
What the hell is that? What the hell?
Realizing the danger, he quickly ran away as fast as he could without looking to see if the creature was following him. It seems his curiosity got the best of him in this scary encounter. Amazonian dog. The Amazon rainforest is a place where you can find unique and unusual creatures. People often put trail cameras there to capture these animals. Recently, a rare Amazonian short-eared dog was spotted on one of these cameras. The species was thought to be almost extinct for a while, and researchers were losing hope of finding any. However, this video gave them new hope. The dog was just sniffing around in the forest like any other day. Teams have been sent to locate the dog so that it can be kept safe in a preserve and live longer. A genet. When these pictures went viral online, they really got people talking. They show a little cat sitting on top of some big animals, which surprised a lot of folks. Nobody could believe how chill the cat was about it. Some people even made jokes about the cat being the boss of all the other animals. But then some experts gave their 2 cents and said that the cat, which is called a genet, was likely using the other animals as a lookout point to find prey. That's pretty clever if you ask me. An alien. There was a guy in Brazil who saw something strange on a rooftop while he was doing his own thing and decided to record it. What he captured was a weird creature that looked like a huge ant hanging out on the roof. Some people thought it was extraterrestrial, but to me it looks like a really big ant. Brazil has all sorts of creepy crawlies, so who knows what else is out there, right? The freakiest part is that the creature vanishes right after the guy spots it. What was it doing up there? We may never find out. Night walkers. Have you ever seen those spooky creatures people call night crawlers or soul walkers? They can give you the creeps, but they're also strangely calming. There's this video from California back in 2011 that shows 2 stick-like figures walking through the woods. They almost look like a family of ghosts, with one resembling a little baby ghost and the other maybe a ghost mom or dad. It's a peaceful and serene scene, and I hope they were able to keep wandering about undisturbed. A clown. Trail cameras are used to take pictures of animals in the wild, but sometimes they capture something really creepy. Like this one time, a man in a clown mask was caught on camera in the forest at night. We don't know what he was doing there, or if he was even a real person. The spooky clown stared right at the camera before vanishing into the woods, giving everyone the creeps. Who knows what other scary stuff is out there lurking in the shadows? A mouse deer. The deep, dark woods conceal secrets and elusive creatures that have managed to evade human detection. Despite our assumptions that certain species have gone extinct, they persist in their natural habitats, hidden from our eyes. However, a trail camera recently captured a remarkable sighting in Vietnam, a two-tone mouse deer that scientists believed had been extinct for 30 years. The footage astonished the world as it revealed a healthy and lively creature meandering through the woods. An elk. So there was a video that captured an elk on a trail cam wearing a tire like a necklace. Crazy, right? This poor elk had the tire around his neck for 2 years while going about his daily life. As time passed, his neck and antlers grew bigger, which made it impossible for him to remove the tire by himself. Luckily, wildlife officials came to the rescue. They gave the elk some medicine to make him sleep and attempted to remove the tire. Sadly, they had to remove his antlers too, but don't worry, the elk will grow a new pair of antlers in due time. Dancing bear. The Wildlife Channel put cameras in the jungle to see the animals there. They were hoping to film them doing normal things, but what the cameras showed was surprising. The bears they caught on camera were dancing and moving their bodies like Shakira. It's pretty amazing that bears can dance like that, but did you know that bears also get itchy? And instead of scratching themselves with their paws like we do, they use trees. And look at them go. They're really enjoying themselves, aren't they? Lion intruders. When you go camping, unexpected guests might drop by, like mosquitoes and other bugs if you're lucky. But if you're not, like the guy in this video, a big male lion and 2 lionesses might pay you a visit. The man was sleeping soundly in his tent when all of a sudden this happened. Luckily, he stayed put and didn't try to run away. The lion seemed more curious than anything and didn't harm him. Despite the scare, the camper had an unforgettable night. Breathing earth. So there's this really weird thing that a camera caught in the forest. It looked like the earth was moving up and down, almost like it was taking a break from spinning and going around the sun. People call it the breathing earth because it's like the ground is breathing. This happens when the wind is strong and the ground is loose. It can be pretty scary if you don't know what's going on. You might think the earth is going to swallow you up. It's definitely one of the craziest things ever caught on trail camera. A massive spider. Someone caught a really creepy video and posted it online. It shows a creature that looks like a spider or maybe a crab, and it scared a lot of people. At first, I thought it was just a dog dressed up in a spider suit, but when I took a closer look, I realized it definitely wasn't a dog. The only dog in the video looked totally freaked out by the weird bent-legged things too. So we're all pretty confused about what it could be. Buck shedding antlers. So there was this male deer in Ottawa, Canada that got caught on camera losing its antlers. It might seem strange to us, but it's actually a regular thing for male deer to lose their antlers in winter to make way for new ones. The shedding process usually happens from late winter to early spring. It was funny to see that the deer in the video seemed surprised by what was happening and ran away looking confused. Weird lights. It's really hard to figure out what those lights in the sky are. Some people think they might be aliens, but others think it's just a bug in front of the camera. Do you think this means aliens are visiting us, or maybe they're here but we don't even know it? Also, what about those strange flying objects we sometimes see? The government just released a report on them, but there's still not enough evidence to know for sure what they are. Bird murmuration. We know how birds travel from one place to another in flocks, all flying together to search for new places to live and feed, right? But this murmuration of a massive flock of birds was just something else. Even the researchers said they'd never seen such a kind of behavior in birds before, and that it might be alarming as well. An unusual phenomenon. Do you doubt the existence of Bigfoot and other creatures like that? Well, check this out. There's some drone footage that might make you think twice. In the video, you can see some enormous trees shaking like crazy as if a giant monster is trying to pull them out of the ground. And we're not talking about puny trees. These ones are huge and super tall. No way could a person or machine do something like that. So do you still believe that Bigfoots are just made-up stories? A fox family. And this video was captured on a trail cam, and it's just too cute to miss. You can see a mother fox and her 4 cubs all playing around and annoying their mom a bit, but she doesn't seem to mind at all. What's even more amazing is that the family seems completely oblivious to the fact that they're being recorded. The subscriber's pick. This picture shows a Bigfoot walking through the woods. It was taken by a trail cam installed in the Charleston area, but when they went to investigate it, it turned out to just be a cutout of a cardboard, which was all part of a prank pulled by someone. A self-loving bear. Believe it or not, this bear from Boulder, Colorado has become the new selfie champ. The story goes that this curious creature found a camera with a motion sensor and decided to go wild with it. The outcome? More than 400 snapshots of the bear posing in all kinds of ways, giving his best sultry gaze and even making some goofy faces. This bear wasn't going to quit until it got every picture just right for social media. An old man. So I know spotting an old man just walking anywhere does not sound spooky or anything, but spotting something which looks like an old man but with no head and carrying God knows what in his hand is one disturbing thing. To some it was a demon, while to others some kind of prank. But whatever it was, the man was not something you'd want to encounter in your life. Skinwalker. Most of us just want to stay away from danger, but some curious minds, they just love diving deep into the mysteries. For instance, these two. While wandering in the forest, they came across an abandoned mine shaft. By the looks of it, it seemed like it's been centuries till the mine shaft has been used by anyone. So, well, unlike every normal human being, these two decided to go a little closer and check what was in there. And a second later, we knew the reason why the mine shaft was abandoned, as a weird creature with glowing eyes just pops out of nowhere. A fairy. Just as spiders have been caught crawling on the trail cams, some other weird creatures have been caught flying here and there as well. For instance, take this one. This Ring camera was supposed to keep eyes on the intruders, but what it recorded left the house owners in shock. At first, what you see might look like a spider, but some tiny strange creatures keep flying around the camera. But what was it? Some fairies or something else? Do let us know what you guys think. A creature hiding. When this man was trying to find something out of the ordinary in the woods, he came across exactly that. A weird, tiny creature with glowing eyes hiding deep under some abandoned well. And even though he was just looking for that kind of thing, the man did not stop for even a second to have a closer look at that thing. A creepy man. This video captures this super creepy guy lurking around in the woods. The person filming tries to have a chat with him and figure out what he's doing there.
How you doing? Oh.
But he doesn't say a single word. Instead, he just makes these spine-chilling noises that'll totally creep you out. After a moment, the man begins crawling out of the woods in the most bizarre manner, and that's when the person filming becomes spooked and decides to leave the area. A demon. So there's this video of these guys who went for a night walk in the woods. They had a flashlight, but it was still hella dark. As they were walking, they found this strange creature sitting on the ground with its back to them. At first, they figured it was some sort of animal, but when it turned its head around, they saw these creepy glowing eyes and a super creepy face. Some folks say it was a demon, while others reckon it was a fallen angel. Either way, it's some seriously spooky stuff. The Rake. This video features a man who was intrigued by unusual sounds emanating from the sewer near his home. He'd heard similar noises before and had seen what he believed to be an extraterrestrial being. In a courageous attempt, he tried to communicate with the creature, but the outcome was anything but calm. While some speculate that it may have been the rake, the identity of the creature remains a mystery. Thank you for watching the video till the end. Do like and share with your friends.